Hi students, welcome to JOSA. Today we are going to see Contemporary India and Education Unit 10. Unit 10 is all about liberalization, privatization and globalization, which in short it will be called as LPG. The question will be explain about LPG in detail. Let's see what is liberalization. Introduction of liberalization is the removal of control and allowing free trade in economic development is called liberalization. The state lifts restriction on same private individual activities. Liberalization will bring a constant stream of funding which will also facilitate a research based career and make it an option for the future of Indian teachers and the students. It will expand the supply which is in the shortage, and the competition among the educational institutes will ensure that they do not charge excessive premium for education. Increase in the supply of education will automatically result in the fall of education expenditure. Let's move on to the concept of liberalization, where liberalization refers to relaxing certain reforms and policies in India. It can be termed as a relaxation of restriction in area of social or economic policy. Usually the term is used in reference to economic liberalization. Though India is economically liberal, the education is not liberal. A higher education system in India suffers from lack of autonomy or and the lack of flexibility, where the real weakness of the higher education is in the structure itself. Let's see the impact of liberalization, which is a positive impact and the negative impact. Whereby the positive impact of liberalization is free flow of capital, diversity for investors, and the third is the impact on agriculture. The Indian economy, which is majorly fueled by the service industry, which will get a boost with education sector becoming a large chunk of economic source. Hundreds of thousands of Indian students study abroad at an annual estimated cost of around US billion, and it can even stem the thousands of students who left country to study abroad. This will save India immense capital, where increase in the educated population implies rapid development in the technology and communication. Let's see some negative impacts of liberalization. The weakening of the economy, technological impact, mergers and the acquisitions. Students and the local institutions in developing countries are also similar unregulated. There is also this risk of fake institutes which are looking to stuff their packets whenever the opportunity arises. There is a little left to the imagination as what might be the outcome of such a policy in terms of a bribe, false degree, partial marketing, etc. The advantages of liberalization is good quality goods are available to customers, consumer at the competitive rate. As a result to the tough competition posed by the foreign goods, the quality of Indian products too have raised the international standard. Customers movement and the customer protection law got strengthened and became operative. Intellectual patent right for the product have been procured even for the commonly used commodities. Foreign investment in higher education will increase. The Indian economy, which mostly depend upon service industry, the number of students going abroad for higher education has been steadily increasing year by year. There will be an increase in the students learning from their home through internet, and degree that students get will have international recognition, and the problems of the brain drain immigration of the talent will be reduced considerably. The disadvantages of the liberalization is increase in unemployment, loss to domestic unit, increased dependence on foreign nation, unbalanced development of the sectors. Next is privatization. The process of converting all the public sector into the private sector is called as privatization. permitting all the participant of the private enterprise in all the field of economic except the external affairs such as internal security, defense, finance and in privatization. It was practiced in the countries like America, UK, except the countries like Cuba and China. It was popular about 15 years throughout the world. In India too, the privatization has been started since 1990. The government grips has been lowered and the private companies' participation became increased. The greater participation of private company encouraged in the field like banking and insurance, transportations and telecommunication, power generation and distribution, etc. The objective of the privatization is to strengthen the private sector. The government must concentrate on areas like internal security, country's defense, expanding and improving the infrastructure of the country. Concept of privatization on education. The wave of privatization is sweeping across the world to strengthen the private sector. The essence of privatization lies in the induction of private ownership in publicly owned enterprise. This is the narrow sense in which the concept is used, but in the broader sense, it cannot be private ownership. The impact of privatization on education system is at the level of secondary, higher secondary and the college, the university as well public sector has played a dominant role. The private sector be included in the education so that it can share the burden of the state in funding education. In this effort towards human resource development, the private sector is also expected to play its part since it is a major beneficiary of the knowledge industry. Demerits of privatization is the educational institutes are turning to be commercial, aiming at the profits. The school teacher are poorly paid. The cost of education is go on increasing, but it is not suitable for the rural people, and they are becoming low in the knowledge. Advantages of privatization: efficient functioning of the employee, good administration of the institution, quality service, systematic marketing of the goods, incorporating modern technology, implementing accountability, giving priority for innovations, providing importance for research and development. Reasons for permitting privatization in education: in order to provide the private agency to give this universal education, the government must extend the fund in the education up to the higher secondary level only. There must not be any healthy competition between the educational institute if they are under the government. The government stands in permitting self-financing education institute and to get the continuous revenue from the participating private agency in the education. Many leaders to support it as they earn a lot from this. As they pay heavy, the student motivation and learning responsibility increases. Teachers in the private institute don't indulge in the strike as their salary is related to efficiency. The teachers' quality education increase towards the students so that the student become high quality, leading to the national growth and development. As the parent pay the huge fees, they have the responsibility to cooperate with the school's authority. The percentage of the pass student is high. As this is increasing every year, it stands as a way for the youth to be aware of good job market in the schools. Next is globalization. It is a spread of a product and etc. across the nation. It is the connection of different part of the world, resulting in the expansion of international culture, economic and political activity. Globalization is expected to have a positive influence on the volume, quality and spread of knowledge through increased interaction among the various states. In the globalization world, a technology becomes its main motor. Knowledge assures a powerful role in the production, making its possession essential for the nation. Let's move on to the concept of globalization on education, where globalization means integration of the world's economy through cross-country free flow of information. ideas, technological goods, service, finance, and last but not least, people. It is a process which has affected many areas of human life, one of those being education. This means bringing the education system of different economic under a common roof which requires teaching curriculum, methodology and upgraded of knowledge and system to attain the goals of life. Next is the impact of globalization. Through globalization of education, knowledge is getting transferred from the Western countries into developing countries to improve the skill and capacity of the people. The direct interrelation between the industry, corporate world, and higher education has brought a transformation in the skill required for various jobs. The process has brought dramatic change in all spheres of life such as economy, technology, cultural phenomena, social aspect, etc. This kind of change takes place in all the countries. The rapid development in information and technology has brought change in source of education, mode of delivering education, material and mean used for learning, structure and functions of educational institute, role of teacher and student, cost of getting education and skill given primary importance in learning. And at last, we have come to the end of the unit. These are the notes for the unit 10 in the contemporary India and education. Unit notes will be given in the description box. Please make use of it and all the best for your exam. Please subscribe my channel for more updates. Thank you, friends.